What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the show. So I want to talk about the Social Security Fairness Act and what Representative Larson thinks about the Social Security Fairness Act. So that's what we're going to focus on in this video. But first off, you guys can do me a favor. Please like the video. If you're watching this video and you want to see more content like this, please consider subscribing to the channel. Okay, so if you guys don't know who Representative Larson is, he has been spearheading this whole Social Security reform movement. He has the Social Security 2100 Act that he's been talking about since 2014. And we're going to go over a little bit of that today. I'm going to let you listen to what he has to say about the Social Security Fairness Act. And I think that's really telling because, actually, let me go ahead and show you the clip. So I'll show you the clip, and then we'll talk about it. Here we go.
I want to start by acknowledging my good friend and colleague and thank him. I think his heart is in the right place. I think he's attempting, and let me say, having worked on this issue for a number of years, to have a Social Security, and in this case, a portion of it, come to the floor, albeit under suspension and not through regular order, Mr. Speaker, is a step in the right direction. But the American people have got to be outraged by the fact that it's been over 50 years since Congress has adjusted Social Security. By that I mean enhanced Social Security for its recipients. Imagine that. And you think a few things have happened since Richard Nixon was President of the United States? Do you think a few things have happened, especially as we live in this post-COVID and now inflationary period? It impacts over 70 million of our fellow Americans. This provision that my colleague and good friend is talking about, WEP, is minuscule in terms of comparing that to individuals. And as well intended as I believe he is, this doesn't straighten out the problem. In our bill, Social Security 2100, we repeal WEP and GPO, and we pay for it. And that is the responsible thing that Congress has to do on behalf of the American people.
And so you see, Representative Larson, he doesn't have a problem with the Social Security Fairness Act because part of that is in his proposal. However, there's no pay for, and it doesn't address some of the other issues when we're talking about Social Security. Let me just show you his proposal, just so you know what we're talking about here. Now, I agree. The Social Security Fairness Act, I'm glad that they're passing something. However, because there's no pay for, we're going to be looking at some more problems down the road, a little bit sooner than we would have if they had a pay for when it comes to the Social Security Fairness Act. And I'll talk a little bit more about that at the end of this video. But I do want to show you some of the different things that are in the Social Security 2100 Act. Okay, so Representative Larson's plan. So he would increase benefits by 2% across the board for all Social Security beneficiaries. Now, I know you're saying 2%, well, that's not much, but that's just part of what he wants to do because he will focus on some of those individuals that are receiving Social Security benefits that are below the poverty line. So he will raise everybody up to at least to 125% of the poverty line. So that would be an increase for them. And then across the board, you're going to see a 2% increase for everyone receiving Social Security benefits. Okay, let's get back to the list. He's going to improve, or he wants to improve, the cost of living adjustment. Right now, they're using the CPIW for wage earners and clerical staff. He wants to change that to the CPIE for the elderly. That better reflects senior spending. Right now, the way COLA is structured is they're focused on people who are working right now, and they're using that as the barometer to calculate COLA, when they really should be looking at the elderly because the elderly spend money differently than a person who is working. And just to give you an example, when it comes to shelter and health care, seniors spend differently than someone who is currently working And so it changes things. Okay, let's go back and let's take a look at some of the other things that he has in his proposal. And just to let you know where I'm getting this from, I didn't say that. This is Representative Larson's website. So he has this information there. So you can go and check it out for yourself. Okay, he wants to increase benefits to boost lower income seniors. So as I stated, bringing everybody up to 125% of the poverty line. He also wants to improve benefits for widows and widowers from two-income households. He also wants to restore student benefits to age 26 for the dependent children of disabled, deceased, or retired workers. He also wants to increase access to benefits from children living with grandparents or relatives. He wants to repeal the windfall elimination and the government pension offsets. And so this is weapon GPO. This is the same thing that the Social Security Fairness Act does. He has that in his proposal, but he has more in his proposal. And that's why the Social Security 2100 Act is a much more powerful piece of legislation than the Social Security Fairness Act. He also wants to end the 5-month waiting period to receive disability benefits. He wants increases in benefits by an additional 5% for the most elderly who have been receiving benefits from 15 years or more. So the older that you get, the more money that you'll receive in Social Security benefits. He wants to provide caregiver credits to ensure that people, mostly women, who are penalized by retirement for taking time off. So basically, if you are, let's say, if you are caring for someone, you have to take off time from work, that will penalize you because your highest 35 years, you might not have 35 years of work because you stayed at home to help out with elderly people or help out with your kids or what have you. And so he would take that penalization away, ends the disability benefits cliff, replacing it with the gradual offset for earnings. He also wants to cut taxes to 23 million income beneficiaries. This is another one that's very important, and we've heard a little bit about this, right? President-elect Trump has said that he wants to eliminate taxes for people who are receiving Social Security. Well, guess what? That's in the Social Security 2100 Act. And so those are two different things that we just talked about right now that are in the Social Security 2100 Act that they're trying to, at least one of them, they're trying to move it through Congress right now. The windfall elimination, eliminating weapon GPO. They're trying to move that through. And then when President-elect Trump becomes president, we might see him try to eliminate taxes. And so if you just went with this proposal that has pay-fors, then guess what? It would work. But we'll have to see if they do move legislation like this. Okay, let's continue. And then here corrects the unintended flaw of how Social Security benefits are wage indexed. And then he ensures these benefits do not result in a reduced supplemental security income, SSI, combines the old age survivors insurance and the disability insurance trust funds into one fund to ensure seamless benefit payments. Right now we have two trust funds, and so just combine them into one. Provides the Social Security Administration with resources to improve customer service. So that's what we're talking about when it comes to the Social Security 2100 Act. It does a lot. And I am on board when it comes to the Social Security Fairness Act. And the reason why I'm on board is because Congress is at least doing something. However, they're doing it backwards. And they're doing it backwards because they're not paying for it. And they're not looking at some of these other issues that also need to be addressed. You could just have one proposal go through, reform Social Security, not have to worry about Social Security for another 50 years. Why not do that? So why not move with the Social Security 2100 Act instead of doing the piecemeal where you're just taking one little part of it, we'll pass that, and then we'll try to look at tax-free Social Security, so we'll address that next. And why do all that when you can look at a proposal and that proposal will handle reforming Social Security for another 50 years? Why not go that route? So I agree with Representative Larson in the fact that he wants to move forward with something larger. However, sometimes you have to just say, look, they're doing something, let them do that, and then we'll have to move forward with some type of reform in the future. And I stated in the last video, I don't know if we'll see anything in the next 2 years. It's possible that we could, but at least one thing, President-elect Trump has made that promise that he is going to eliminate taxes on people receiving Social Security benefits. So because he's made that pledge, that promise, he's going to have to at least address that. And then maybe at that time, they'll look at Social Security as a whole, because the argument is going to be at that point, the same argument that they're making now is, look, we would like to do this, but if we don't pay for it, it's going to expedite the depleting of the trust funds much faster. And if it does that, then people receiving Social Security benefits, everyone receiving Social Security benefits, could face cuts automatically if the trust funds run out of money. And so that's the big problem there. So I just wanted to show you this. I wanted to show you what Representative Larson thinks about the Social Security Fairness Act and what we could see in the future if Congress got their act together and said, okay, you know what? Let's not just piecemeal this. Let's pull everything together and let's vote on a reform for Social Security that addresses all these different issues. And it's been over 50 years, so it's past due time for them to do something. I want to know what you guys think, so let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.